The Doomsday Preppers have invaded Costco over the fears of the CV breakout. Bottled water and toilet paper are among the most popular items. Are these people panicking and overreacting to this pandemic? Should you be prepping and stocking up on supplies also? And how much worse can this get? Hey everybody, JJ here, Bull Boom Bear Bust. Those are just some of the questions we're going to ask and answer today on this episode, so let's get into it. Now, this episode piggybacks a little bit off of a previous episode that we talked about Costco. Emergency food kits were selling out. That was 3 days ago. But actually, prior to that, we had an episode about supply shock warning, empty store shelves by mid-April. If you like what we talk about today, go back and check that one out. I will put a link down in the description. Now, a lot about what we talk about on this channel has to do with the stock market. And of course, the stock market, it's a component of the economy. It's a pretty big factor. But ultimately, no matter how much the Fed prints, they cannot pump liquidity and restore all of these items that are missing from the stores, including Costco, which we're going to talk about. And if we see enough panic and fear, this could be a major impact on the overall economy because consumer spending is a big part of the economy. So there's two ways to look at this. Consumers are spending because they're stocking up on all these items. So one part of it is we're not going to see any Costco cashiers getting laid off. Haha, right? All right, let's get into the information here. And what a good place to get a gauge on what is happening and people's reaction to something like this is Twitter. So let's go to this Twitter post here. The post says, this is 9:30 a.m. in the morning at Costco. And let's go ahead and play this to see what type of a line that we are seeing. Just amazing all the way down to the end of the building and beyond. And here is one of the first comments from the Bohemian Buddhist. Quote, this is nuts. Every election year we have a new disease. Who remembers SARS, Ebola, bird flu, and many others? Wake up. 14 to 20,000 die from the flu every year. Now, I've been seeing a lot of that. There's many people out there saying that this is an overreaction, that it's a media hype. Another post here out of Raiku, it could be Riku. SL, I'm thinking that means St. Louis Costco had no water, TP, toilet paper, or chicken. And a shot here of the empty shelves. And looks like that's where the rotisserie chicken used to go, I'm thinking. There's even a hashtag that's trending, Costco Prepper, and Jeff Mattis used that hashtag here in his tweet. Quote, just got back from Costco. If financial markets collapse tomorrow, well, I'm stocked up on K-Cups, water, and rotisserie chicken. So there you go. K-Cups to survive the COVID-19 apocalypse. Here's one out of WCCO, CBS, Minnesota. Minnesotians depleted Costco and Target in coronavirus preparation. Empty bread shelves there. Wow. Here's one out of the Breaker News. Costco had to hire people to stand by the toilet paper to maintain order. You've probably all seen the Black Friday fights at Walmart. Well, I guess it was similar in the toilet paper section of Costco there. Colleen Lindsay said the following in a tweet, quote, got off the phone with my brother in California who recounted in his horror trip to Costco to buy toilet paper only to see panicked citizens buying endless cases of bottled water because in a pandemic our taps will run dry. We are both confused. Good question. Why are so many people buying bottled water when we have tap water? Well, a lot of people don't want to drink the tap water. Has a lot of chemicals and impurities in it. Just look at Flint, Michigan and what happened up there. Not to say that every city is as bad as Flint, of course, but people are afraid of tap water in many cases. You may want to get yourself a water purification system like a Berkey water filter. All right, and this is me, JJ, saying this, not somebody that tweeted. A big Berkey water filter, if you're afraid of the tap water, that works nicely. And I'll even put a link down in the description to a very low priced one over at Amazon. But when it comes to life or death, I mean, come on, we're all going to drink the tap water if we have to, even unfiltered. Here's another tweet here. This one's out of Strider Elis. Costco bread aisle. People may be panicking a little. And it's interesting because bread is not going to last you very long unless you freeze it. I've been more into the dry goods, the rice, the beans, the canned goods with 2 year shelf life. Here's another shot of Costco. This is out of Smallpox Man. Not a very nice name there. Panic at Costco. Look at all these people waiting in the front of the line here. Here's another one right here. This is out of Eric Quach.
Raise. Whoa.
Here's one out of Benjamin Franklin. Look at that. Ben's alive and well. He says, quote, concerned citizens head to Costco in Brooklyn. Our government's poor planning and communication will lead to a panic more dangerous than the virus itself. Hawaii for Pete tweeted out the following: "Is this is either a line to get into a Pete Buttigieg rally or into Costco." Well, Pete Buttigieg dropped out. So sorry about that, Hawaii for Pete. Now this tweeted out the following, quote, Costco stores are flooded with customers buying healthcare items in bulk as fears of the coronavirus outbreak spread across the U.S. And they're showing some different states here. We've got Massachusetts right there. A lot of people stacking up on bleach and Clorox. Now here's somebody that made a good point. Aaron Osgood said the following, quote, God bless the hundreds of people doomsday prepping at Costco right now and still eating the little food samples sitting out in front for everyone to touch. That's right, if you're concerned about getting this, do you really want to be touching the food samples that are sitting out on these tables where people could come up, they can cough on it, they can pick it up and take a bite, put it back down, right? The food sample worker, the person handing out the samples, who knows where they've been coughing or putting their hands. So not much common sense when you see people eating those samples, I guess. You know, if this fear is justified. So we're going to wrap this one up, everybody. Let me know what you think down below. Are you stacking up on goods? If you are, what is it? Is it canned goods? Is it beans? Is it rice? Is it toilet paper and water? Should people be buying water when you can get it out of the tap? It's getting very interesting out there, to say the least. We are living in amazing times right now. These are dangerous times, but they're also times where a lot of people are waking up. Now remember, preppers a lot of times were laughed at. Many people thought that prepping and stocking up on food and items and supplies was just ridiculous, that nothing this bad could ever happen. And here it is in 2020, empty store shelves, people waiting an hour or more just to get into Costco in some cases. Also shelves being cleaned out at Targets and Walmarts of certain items, medical supplies, sanitizer. Just an insane time to be alive. So let me know what you think down in comments. I'd like to hear from you. Is this way overhyped? Is it a product of the media? Is it no worse than the flu? Or is this just the tip of the iceberg? Is it going to get a lot worse? Should we be prepping and waiting in line at Costco for these items because they may not become available again if we don't buy now, because this pandemic is going to continue to get worse? Well, this is certainly a polarizing event, to say the least. We have people out there saying that this is all just going to blow over in a few more weeks when the weather warms up. And then we have other people that say this is a worldwide pandemic that could wipe out most of the population. And even if it's not the infection itself, it could be the fear that really puts a handcuff on the economy, because when people just start stocking up on basic necessities, you're going to see a lot of other industries that are already in a slowdown slow down much worse, and this could easily spill over into a big economic downturn where we see massive layoffs, and from there more job losses and bankruptcies, foreclosures, and financial crisis 2.0, Great Depression 2.0, all at the same time. A perfect storm. Could be unwinding. Am I saying it's going to happen? Well, nobody knows, but I'd say do prepare for it. Ride the bull, prepare for the bear. Thank you for watching, everybody. Hope you're well. Stay safe. Bye for now.